with this feud pen I did the shadow, so there were no... Hello my dear friends and colleagues, Martin here again. This time I show you my tools, my pens, my brush pens, my fineliners, and the newest, these brush pens you can fill with water and ink and then dilute ink and woo. A little overview about these part of my tools, but these are the main parts, and so the last 3 years I only used these tools. So here are some of my tools I mostly use for these ink drawings. You maybe know if you know my channel. If you're new to my channel, I do these ink drawings and color it with watercolor. These are 2 unfinished pieces, and when I color it with water it's something like this. Another one, or you may remember one of my tutorials about drawing windows in a more sketchy or loose style. But today we talk about my pens and fountain pens and ink drawing tools. Okay, here are the tools I mostly use, and we will divide this in groups. So to tell you what I would recommend when you start drawings, ink drawings, and then with watercolor paintings to color it. So there we have the group of fineliner. And here I tested different brands, and to make it clear, all these brands are really quite good. So Faber-Castell, Winsor & Newton, the most popular micro pens you see here. They're all very usable, and this pentel, they are all very usable, and it's up to you how it fits in your hand, how good it fits in your hand, and maybe the weight, the balance. But there is no, for me, there is no big difference in the quality of the line work. What do we have here? Oh, this is a copy marker. I have another one. No, these are the copy from copy marker, copy multiliner BS, SP. SP is you can refill them. There is another line up from copy multiliner. They are not refillable. But okay, these are some of these fineliners. And then with this fineliner I always need one for the wider, the thicker strokes, the black areas. Yeah, and that's enough. They are filled with, I'll show you. These are from Rotring called Tiki Graphic 1.0. Mostly I use this 1.0.2. They are permanent ink, they are waterproof. And this in combination with this Pentel brush pen, these are with this Pentel refillable cartridges, and together you're good to go to draw like I showed you before this one. Yeah, I can show you. Then of course you need watercolor to color it, but when you say here, then there's a tower maybe. The other sizes, or this package of sizes from 0.1 to 0.8, I never used. For me they are not so useful. I choose one one fineliner 0.3, 0.1, or in that case 0.2, and I'm good to go, because the thicker strokes I do with the brush pen. Well, I show you, zoom in a little bit. Mostly I use this fineliners because of their weight, balanced, and yeah, for me they are okay, but as I told you, the other brands are quite good. They are good as well. And then for these shadow parts, yeah, here by the trees or here under the roofs, I have this brush pen. There are also different factories, different brands for this brush pen. And what's very nice is this very precise tip, because of course you can use a brush, a traditional brush pen with ink. Let's take some ink here, please. Okay, here we have ink. Oh, come on. It seems that I didn't open it for a while, this one. Don't know why. Okay, and then you only buy this and a cheap but precise, good quality brush, and then you have the same. Don't know how much ink is there. Yeah. Here we have the ink, and then you can do this, but it's a little bit, for beginners, I think it's a little bit harder to control, more difficult to control this brush as this traditional brush. Maybe because the tip of these brush pens are a little bit more stiffer, so they are not so flexible. And in this case, that's an advantage, that they are not so flexible like this brush tips. Okay, so better I close this. Okay, one fine liner. Here is another one from Faber-Castell. This is a 0.05. Oh my god, this is a very, yeah, for me the too thin. Take a 0.3. Yeah, 0.3. You see, useful, nice stroke, nice lines. So it's very good in the hand. And as you see here, I can't remember the mix, the media I used here. I think fountain pens, a fine liner, brush pen, traditional pen, field pens, fountain pens with a field tip. And you can all mix them together, but be sure that that all these tools are filled up with permanent ink or waterproof ink. And as well here, we can use our brush pen for some shadow parts. Of course, you can try to draw the whole picture with this brush pen, like some colleagues do it. I did it 1 or 2 times in my sketchbook, but I'm not a huge fan, because I like the difference between these precise and very thin lines and then the thicker shadows, and this is a good contrast, in my opinion. But this is up to you. Okay, this is the first solution, and the other one I had the last years, I used the last years, is fountain pens, so no brush pen, And there we have just one example. This is a Pelican. But I started with these. The first fountain pens I used were these Black Forest. They are about 20 euros. And I have to take a look if I didn't use him for a while. So try out, but take a little bit of water and then he comes back to life. So there was no problem. And then there is a cartridge in it which is filled up with these sketch ink, because these sketch ink from Rohrer & Klingner are waterproof, but they are made for fountain pens. So don't use normal ink. I say this in every episode. Don't use normal waterproof ink or ink for your fountain pens. This can destroy and clunk your fountain pen unit. So, okay, yeah. And with this fountain pen, with this Black Forest from Hongdian, it's from Hongdian, Black Forest, you get it on, for example, at Amazon. You can turn it upside down, and then you have a nice, thin, precise line. When it's fresh and not dried out, because you should use them regularly, otherwise the ink will a little bit dry out, and like you have seen it. But when you turn it on, then you have already the fine lines. But of course I have fountain pens, also one of Black Forest, with an extra fine nib. So not the fine, not the medium, an extra fine nib like this one. And the line work I did with these fountain pens, filled with this waterproof ink I showed you before. And then with this Feud pen I did the shadow. So there were no brush pen included in these first drawings. Only these two tools. An extra fine, a fountain pen with extra fine nib, and a Feud pen. There's also this very famous Sailor Feud pen. This is very lightweight. Yeah. Also with an converter in it, so you can refill it with the ink of your choice, made for fountain pens, of course. Also not used very often. Yeah, because I use mostly now these times brush pens. And as you see here, like this episode, it's a little bit chaotic. Yeah, this is like I draw my pictures. Yeah, I take the tools and use them, and I don't test them, or don't know. I want to draw pictures and not testing tools. But of course, I want to share my experience with you, my dear friends and colleagues. So okay, then later on I have to to balance this suddenly black tower with the other one. Okay, so what we have is the easiest way, I think, is the fineliner and the brush pen, or the fountain pen with extra fine nib, and one with a banded nib. So this is called Feud pens. And there I also ordered different brands, but they were all good to go and well to use. The great difference are often the weight, yeah, the balanced, the length, of course. You see, this is a much longer one. So just test it and try it out. So what's the best for you? Another option are maybe these. What can I show? Yeah, are the tip pens. In my other videos, I showed you how I use the with these tip pens. You can make these sparkles, these splashes. You've seen maybe in my other videos. And of course, you can use any type of ink because these are not fountain pens, so there is no mechanical. You can glug, and the nice thing is you can do this. See these things. You have a huge variety of line thickness, and of course there are many different nibs you can buy, from very hard one to very flexible nibs. So, but of course you have to use a nib holder, the nib itself, and always carry with you this ink. And that's not, okay, now I did this. I have to correct it immediately so that everybody thinks, oh, what a cool idea. What a creative person. But the truth is, it was a nice little mistake. So there is another video only about these nibs at my channel. So by the way, okay. And then I want to show you, but this I can't show you there. These are my latest pens. I never used them before, but then I thought I'd give them a try, and they are quite nice sometimes. These are, this was the water, yeah, these are from Karan Arche, Karan, I don't know how to spell it. And there you can have water in it, you can squeeze it, that the water comes out. And then you have water here for watercolor or ink drawings. And then, of course, another one is filled up with ink. And then we can start an ink drawing. This one is filled up with a gray, like bluish. I don't know why it's bluish. Okay. Okay. No idea why. And so I filled them up with different, this is a black one, with different ink, dilute with more or less water. And so this one comes in a set of a huge variety of the size of the tips. So this is also from this line. This is a very smaller one, yeah. And I filled them, like I said, with water or dilute ink. This is another tip from this series. This is with black. So a very, yeah. Can also do this. Much ink. You see how much ink you can get out of this. Can some sparkles here, and then we, oops. That's the wrong. And then we take some water. No, that's the wrong one. This was filled up with water, and then we do something like this. And then you have to clean it up. Therefore, you need extra water. That this is wiped again, and then let's see what we do here. Yeah. These are I think nice tools for some experiments or to find new ways of your visual language, your style, and your ideas. And this blue is funny. Maybe I can find him again. Yeah, here it is. So you can mix it up. Okay, now I have much to do to sort them again, all these drawing tools. But the next in one of my next videos, I will show you how I will do a concept of coloring then when this is ready, and my special friend here, what I did today. So I hope this was a little bit useful for you, even it was a chaotic, but yeah, well, that's the way I draw and the way I can explain you my drawing tools. Hope to see you anyway within my next episodes. Have a nice evening. Bye. Okay, let's